This is Donald Duck going Quackers for the Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, as it should, as it should. I actually even had like a HDMI issue before I went live too, so even that seems to be buggy and broken, but that's HDMI in general. Something like that is much easier to fix, so. I think this is just the same FMV they rendered for the PS1 game. Seems exactly the same.
Hurry up, Donald. Turn on the TV. It's almost time for Daisy's report.
And now please watch this intrepid live report from Daisy, our famous reporter. Daisy, you're on the air.
Thank you, Robert. I'm actually in the foreign kingdom of Murloc, the terrible magician. Now that I've finally found a way to enter his secret temple, we will know what his terrifying new plans are.
He's fantastic.
We can hear him from here. I'll try to walk up to him without being seen. I'll try to get closer. There's Murloc. He's working on a very strange machine.
Who's there? You'll never get out of here.
You let me go! Let me go!
Daisy is in danger. I'm gonna rescue her.
I can help you reach Murloc's kingdom with my incredible gyro gamma tubal teleport.
I think he just made that name up.
I'm coming, Daisy. I'm gonna save you.
Hey, he left too soon. At the moment, my machine doesn't have enough power. I need your help.
We're going Quackers, so it came out in 2002. Makes sense. A lot of loading in this game. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you just tell a frag a duck. It's fine.
My gyro gamma tubal teleport doesn't have enough power to send you to Murloc's temple. Well, not yet. We need the energy of the gamma rays. Once you've placed the gamma weather vanes on the 3 highest summits of the world, we'll have all we need. Easy, right? Right now, I can only send you to Ducky Mountain. There you'll find the parts of the first weather vane. My great-grandfather is the only one who's ever tried this experiment, but afterward, he took down the weather vanes and hid all the parts. Well, good luck, Donald.
Why is this so damn dark? When I was setting this up before stream, I was remarking how fucking dark it is in here. Like, holy shit. Also, no music. Like, I actually think the PS1 area of this, like the PS1 hub, actually looks a lot better than it does here. Also, I guess we have to do this because I noticed this was happening when I was just setting the crop and shit. He does this. Why does he do that? Okay, now we have to get it from this angle. Why is he doing that? Like, stop it. Why is that the idle animation? Why is he, like, fucking pelvic thrusting? Foul creature. Still looks fucking weird, Denton. Still looks fucking weird. What is this? I don't know what this is. I guess something you unlock. Maybe it's like a time... It's something related to the time trial stuff or whatever. I guess this is, so I don't fucking know what this deal is. That would be for, like, the boss, probably, and then... What is this? What is this video thing? I can't look at videos while I'm streaming. I have no idea what you just linked. Anyway, we have a video game now.
My invention is a pretty efficient way to travel.
Okay, I get the idea. Wait, there's a time limit? Since when? That's, I don't know if I like that.
It's a bit strange. Your nephews installed one of their own programs.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is basically a Crash Bandicoot game. Not necessarily a very good one, but it's a game. At least it seems to run at a solid lock 60.
Wow! From the looks of these sensors, orange juice gives you more energy.
So basically, the
Oh,
orange
more
juice thing
energy, in fact.
is like the Ooga Ooga or Aku Aku kind of power-up thing.
You just got hit, Donald.
Okay. Holy shit, my controller is vibrating so goddamn much. The rumble in this game is kind of, like, way overtuned. I might turn it off. I guess they must have. I don't know much about the lore, the deep lore of the Donalds.
Looks like you're back to being the happy Donald that we all...
But basically, if you saw the PS1 version of this, saw me stream it, this is the same sort of, like, general aesthetic. I think some of the enemies are the same. You started in a forest in that one, too. So there are definitely, like, some similarities. The level design is completely different, though.
Good work, Donald. You found one of the golden threads.
Okay, a golden thread thing. So basically, there's a bunch of, like, optional collectibles. The same usual shtick that I've seen before. It's nothing new. The only thing that really matters is getting, like, a very specific type of collectible. It's, like, one thing in each level. It's like the Crystal and Crash Bandicoot, but it's the other thing instead. The thing for his machine or whatever. I wonder if they're gonna hide them the same way that they hid them in the, other stages, because I don't think I picked up the thing that I need. Unless you just get at the end of the stage like that. Maybe they don't hide them anymore. Maybe you just have to beat the level now. Got 2 bonus lives. Wait, seriously? You're gonna, like, make me enter in my name each time? What the fuck? That's a time waster. Leave me alone, video game. I don't care. like, fucking let me play the levels, weirdo. So, like, am I only able to save, like, after I beat each level or something? And there's not, like, an actual, like, thing for me to interact with to save?
We watched you from here, thanks to our new program. Yeah, you were super cool. When you collected the gears really fast, our program called out the word special on the screen. That's because you did something really special. Yeah, really cool. When you're special, our program automatically creates a special move. And And now we're here to give you the first one. We'll do it every time the word special is spelled out on the screen. When you make a special move, you'll be invincible! And the gears will be worth more. Isn't it cool?
If there's a whole TV show that has these characters with these voices, I would not watch that show.
Here's how to do a special move. After you jump on 3 opponents or more in a row, press the R button real quick before you touch the ground again. Then you have 3 seconds to enter the key combination for the special.
This sounds insanely convoluted and not worth engaging in whatsoever unless the game will make me. I hope they don't make me do that for bosses. So that's what the football helmet is for, got it.
So now, here's your first special move. The program calls it Yoga Bound.
Yoga Bound? The fuck? That is way too convoluted. What the fuck? Like, it's a fucking children's game. Calm down. I bet that you don't even need to use that a single time. I hope this is everything chat wished it to be. It's what it is on the tin. It's Crash Bandicoot, but not as good as Crash Bandicoot. I don't think there's been a single Crash Bandicoot clone that's actually been as good as Crash. I thought there'd be a secret back there. It's not. Yeah, really, what the thing that gets me the most is that there's an actual time limit on the levels. It probably doesn't matter. Like, it's probably not, like, a real issue. But it's... kind of seems like a bit of an unnecessary extra layer of, like, difficulty to the game. Especially if you're, like, a kid who might be struggling more or something. Just doesn't seem like that's particularly what you should be doing. How have the volume levels been with the game, by the way? Is it too quiet? I could increase it a bit if it is. Okay, I'm turning the rumble off. That is... So when you get hit in this game, the rumble just goes to the absolute maximum setting of the controller. And it is, like, incredibly uncomfortable and distracting. So... yeah, so I didn't get the thing. I don't know what it means, but that's that system. Apparently presents do not count as an enemy. I was kind of curious about that. Yeah, for reference, the PS1 version of this game that I did on stream, took me like an hour and 52 minutes or something like that. I looked at like the VOD time for it. It was just under 2 hours to beat it blind. So wouldn't surprise me if this game takes about as long. Not expecting this game to be particularly lengthy. The long play for this, which of course plays the game perfectly and stuff like that, that one, was like an hour or so to beat the game. Yeah, they chuck in a time limit. I mean, that makes sense.
Terrific, Uncle Donald. I wish I was there.
We're not gonna get them talking to us each time we beat a level, huh?
Have fun with them.
Ay. This video game, man. This video game's not got an aesthetic that I particularly enjoy. It's kind of a bit ugly. And the voices are really not my thing. Okay, so now we're doing side-scrolling. Already off to a good start. At least we have 18 lives. And that does what? Makes me invincible. Okay. And it's gone. Okay. I don't know why I care about that, but okay. Now we know what that did. I don't know what the other moves will do, but that one makes you invincible, and I imagine that's the best one. In theory. I don't know what other ones you would want. Like, I could maybe, like, if there's setup for it or something, I could maybe see that being useful on a boss. Maybe. But of course, the boss would have to have, like, enough consecutive enemies lined up for you to hit them 3 times. So who knows? Have you told that I've played a lot of these types of games? Ugh, of course. Oh boy. Okay, that one is not breakable. Apparently the special also, like, has to have enough meter or something. Like, it had, like, an 87 or whatever number next to it, so I guess you can't even use it, like, whenever you want. So that seems extremely, restrictive. I don't even know if they explained that part. I don't even know if they mentioned that, like, you can't just use it whenever. They just said, oh, if you just hit enemies 3 times in a row, which already is enough of a condition, so it's like, I don't know why you would need an extra layer to that. It's way too complicated of a system. When I was, like, you know, just kind of vaguely looking at the long play a bit just to see if this game was any different from the PS1 game, it was basically like, I don't think they used that move a single time, which makes sense, really. Okay, so did we do... Yeah, we did that one. Okay, so we're on 4. Oh, an FMV?
Well, you'll be a happy reporter. Thanks to this machine, you'll soon witness my final victory over the world.
I don't know if this was in the PS1.
You make me laugh.
Maybe it was, and I
My friends
forgot.
will come and rescue me. They'll stop you.
Really? Well, I've got a little surprise for them. Don't want anybody to come close to my temple. Now go!
It's a ghost hand. Ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah, Baydog, you're not the only one to have said that. A lot of people didn't know, apparently. Because most people didn't have a GameCube, as it turns out. Alright, so now we got a classic Crash Bandicoot-esque chase sequence here. Somehow I got hit there, I guess. Okay. You know, you think with Crash clones, literally... Oh, really? I already got killed? How the fuck? How strict is this? I'm actually a little shocked by that. Apparently, this is a little bit more strict than I was expecting. Okay, I guess I just won't try and touch anything if it's gonna slow me down. You think, like, literally any Crash Bandicoot clone would have the slide? Because the slide is, like, an actually, like, pretty solid mechanic, and, like, is something that makes 2 and 3 and all that stand out a lot more. But all of them just keep cloning Crash 1. Every single one of them just thinks Crash 1's the best game ever made and doesn't care about any of the other games. It's very bizarre. It's very strange. I think I'm gonna die again, chat. How does this work? Like, I got a checkpoint and I got live, so, like, whatever. But, like, how the fuck is it just catching up to me? Like, I'm basically doing this almost damn perfectly. I can't, like, move any faster than I currently am, so what the fuck's their fucking problem? Also, apparently I got hit. But yeah, like, that's the thing that always gets me about these types of games, is they don't care about anything except Crash 1. Which, you know, the worst of the 3. Alright, was almost at the end last time. Cool. Yeah, it's not on the Xbox. Mm-hmm. Hey, screensaver. The no music thing in the hub is very awkward.
Whoa, your moves are awesome, Akadashi.
No, I have zero interest in that, Dubious. I haven't played the original games, and I already have them in the GameCube challenge, so... no interest.
Hi, Donald.
Very angry. Donald looks very low resolution. Did they just, like, take his PS1 model?
Hey, I found a nickel.
So, if I recall correctly, this is more or less basically the same fucking boss. Like, the same boss from the PS1. Or damn near close. Like, I know it's the same guy, at least. But this does just seem to be the same fucking dude. Damn it. Apparently, if he hits you, he just resets the whole thing. That's stupid. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but okay. Sure, I guess. You can waste my time. It's fine. It's not like this game's gonna be that long anyway. Gotta make it longer somehow, I guess. Hey, Mountain Drew. That's what I get for looking at chat. Or it might actually die here. And I'll have to redo the whole boss fight. Fuck! I kind of walked into it. I don't know why I went back like that. Guess we're redoing the boss fight. Alright, I'm not gonna look at chat during this, because... just gonna get me fucking killed. Seriously? Okay, there we go. All right. I don't even know if you have to hit these guys to, like, regret. How the fuck did that count as a hit? Fuck off, game. That is literally not what happened. Whatever. My mistake again. I moved back. I don't agree with this game, like, making you redo the whole rotation. Also, there's clearly a delay on, like, when you can hit those things when they come out of the eggs. So we're doing it again. I do remember, just like with the PS1 game, the boss fights this kind of suck. They're kind of shit. Like, they're just not good. Then again, like, I don't think I could think of a single platformer game that actually has good boss design. I feel like a lot of video games are pretty bad at making fun bosses, especially, and like, even functional bosses at that. I suppose, like, in a way, there's a reason why, like, Monster Hunter and Dark Souls and games of, like, that nature took off the way that they did, because those are kind of, like, the only games that I can really think of that actually have good bosses. The rest are kind of, like, doing paperwork, or they're, like, shit and, like, unfun. And I guess by extension, like, there's also, you know, like, Castlevania games or Metroidvania games that have, like, you know, what is considered, like, pretty good boss design. Okay, I guess we finally got it. Hey, Galware. Hey, Navjack. But yeah, like, it is one of those things I've thought about. It's just like, how many video games actually have fun bosses? I actually feel like they're well designed. It really doesn't seem like there's a lot other than, like, the ones where it's almost the entire conceit of the genre, like your Monster Hunter stuff and Dark Souls and shit. Like, even, like, first-person shooters, like, they arguably have some of the worst bosses in video games. Like, anytime an FPS has, like, a boss fight, it's usually, like, the worst thing you've ever seen. Like, you know what I mean? Or it's just really fucking boring. Even, like, games that are, like, really fucking good, they're, like, you know, top-tier video games, they'll, like, try and do boss fights and they fucking suck. Every fucking time. They're always, like, shit. Like Cultic has boss fights and those suck. And, like, you know, Half-Life 1 and 2, it has, like, boss fights and stuff and they fucking suck. Quake has boss fights, they suck. Doom has boss fights, they're not very good either. And, you know, those are all genre-defining FPS. And they still kind of just suck, huh? Wow. I guess like Metroid Prime bosses are sort of like maybe okay, kind of. Still not like a huge fan, but those are kind of a bit better because like you can have other things attached to it. Like you're gonna have like, you know, morph ball mechanics and stuff. Things that sort of change it up a bit. Yeah. So maybe those are, some of them are fine. I'm like thinking about some of them and they're like, yeah, that might be okay. Frame rate here, kind of struggling. Give me one moment. I need to like hydrate and clear my throat. All right, hopefully that'll help. My throat was kind of getting a little too bleh. Yeah, I mean, Prime 2 kind of just has like way too difficult, overtuned boss fights in general, particularly on the GameCube version. I was thinking about like Prime 1 though, maybe Prime 3, and those seemed fine. Prime 2 definitely takes it a little too far, but like, I'm also like one of those people who doesn't really think Prime 2 is that great. In the grand tapestry of the GameCube library, Prime 2 is an amazing god tier video game. But I think that Prime 2 is like way fucking not as good of a video game as the first one. I think like Prime 2 largely drops the ball. Prime 2 is mostly just like, it's Prime 1, but everything has like an extra layer of tedium attached to it. You know, instead of ammo being infinite, it's got limited ammunition. And instead of letting you go from one area to the next seamlessly, it gates you by forcing you to stop and regain your health. Because you have to go through damaging Dark World areas and constantly lose your health going from place to place. And then later on, they'll give you, like, the Dark Suit or whatever, and then, like, it lowers that tedium, but it's still there. And, like, you know, it's got the constant switching back and forth. Well, not constant, but it depends on what you're doing, I guess. But then it has, like, the switching back and forth between the Dark and the Light worlds. And there's, like, a whole loading time and animation to it and shit. Like, it's all these extra layers of tedium that otherwise, when you, like, separate those tedious mechanics, it's basically the same game as Prime 1, except just more annoying to play. And, like... And then, like, you know, like everybody knows, at least for the GameCube version of it, like, the bosses are ridiculously overtuned in, GameCube Prime 2. So, like, it's... Again, contextually with, like, the Cube, Prime 2 is fucking amazing. Like, you see some of the fucking dog water I've had to play for this console. So, like, don't get me wrong here, right? Like, whenever I do actually have to do Prime 2, or choose to do it, rather, for the GameCube challenge, it's still gonna be gravy compared to a lot of the shit that I've done. But, contextually, when you compare it to Prime 1 and Prime 2, in my opinion, I think Prime 1 is a much better video game. That's kind of been my thought process on that. What counts as a hit in this game is Doesn't make a lot of sense. That is what I've noticed. The hitboxes are strange. It feels like this level in particular may be almost exactly the same. If not, like, damn near one-to-one with the PS1 version of this. It is very similar, like, structure and vibes to it. Oh, you could kill those guys. I didn't even know that. I thought they were just environmental dudes. Would have been nice to know that sooner. I would have had less problems getting hit by them. All right. Hey, Prince Duck Dylan. I figured it might be your jam with duck in the name. Soul Reaver, huh? I am generally familiar with Soul Reaver, but have not played it myself. Yeah, I kind of feel like boss fights in games often their purpose sort of feels like it's there to I don't care about your new moves. It feels like the purpose of boss fights in a lot of games is sort of like marketing reasons. Yeah, so it has like there's a big dude. There's a big dude that they can show in game footage or whatever. And, you know, and it can look like impressive and imposing or whatever. And people be like, oh, fuck yeah, that looks amazing. That looks awesome. And it's more of just the idea of the big dude. Oh, it's another chase. Okay, we're doing like a very specific formula. Okay, I see. This, much like the PS1 game, it seems to have a very specific way it does the levels. Like, so the third level or whatever is always the chase level with the hand, and yeah. And the second level will always be a side scroller. And much like the other chase level for this, it feels like the hand will always catch up to you. Like, you can't actually outrun it, which is kind of insane. Like, I guess, like, when you get hit, you get slowed down, but, like, still. Like, this is extremely unforgiving. I genuinely don't know why. Did I not even hit a checkpoint a single time through that? Damn. It's the one up. I don't think I'll really need it, though, to be honest. But even without getting hit, the fucking thing's just catching up to me. What's going on? What is this design? Fuck! Finally, a fucking checkpoint. Jesus. Really bizarre. These chase stages don't seem to be designed with any sort of balance. Very strange, very strange. So here's the good news about this game. We're more than halfway through this game. This is not a long game. That's the good news. This is one of the shorter games in the library. The final world... Well, I think we're almost there anyway. Like, we're either at the halfway point or we're just past the halfway point. Yeah, it's a short game, even with, like, some stuff like that. It's not very long. But if it's anything like the, if it's anything like the PS1 game, the last world or whatever will probably take most of the time. It'll probably be the hardest. It doesn't. I've already looked at the long play. Sorry to say, you can't scare me. It has time trials, but you don't need those to roll credits.
Hello, Duck. I told us he was coming. Now, guess who's gonna get rid of this?
Shadow quality here is amazing. Okay, am I supposed to be doing something? Oh. I guess just avoid everything? I thought I'd be kicking the bombs back or something, but I guess not even that, huh? It's just keep avoiding shit forever? I don't know. I don't know. When do I hit them? Like, when do I get to hit the dude? Do they hit themselves? Am I supposed to, like, bait them into hitting themselves? Is that the idea? Oh, it is. Okay. I see. So it does take a while before you can actually do anything. Although it might speed up now past the first phase. And I see they're also like randomly breaking parts of the stage. Which is kind of shit because it's hard to see. Really? How? What the fuck? Come on now. God damn it. Not good getting hit. Okay, what now? Bombs? Nothing's happening. Do I have to get in the center to really start throwing shit? What's going on here? Jesus. Great. Now do it all again, fucker. Ugh. It's annoying, but, like... At least it's, like... Again, this game is contextually not very long. This is the only thing that makes this game longer is shit like this. Just shit-ass, annoying-ass fucking long, protracted boss fights that are longer than a fucking waiting room at a clinic. Okay. God damn it, come on! I don't even know if me standing here even matters, to be honest. Maybe they just do this to themselves. It's really hard to tell. I don't know if this actually does anything, or if I just have to wait. Okay, good. Way too long. Yeah, I think this game has 4 worlds total, much like the PS1 game. So the next area should be like a haunted house, spooky sort of area. And the 4th world should be like a temple magma sort of area. Something like that.
Thank you. My gamma tubal teleport has more and more power. I can now send you into Magica Dispel's flying manor. That's the 3rd summit. We've almost done it, Donald. Keep up the good work.
Now back to solemn silence. Doop. Get up, Donald. Jesus. Look at that. Is that spooky? Aren't you scared? You should be afraid of him. You should be so scared. Okay, apparently you do not stand on those guys. Don't jump on them. Anyway, I'm dead. I don't know how that hit me. I don't agree with that, but okay. This, like, one area is... which wasn't really my intention of streaming it. It's just sort of a thing that's in the game. One thing I've also noticed is this, like, special ability thing, like, seems to be per level or some shit. So I guess it's, like, a combination of the gears you collect and, it's a combination of the gears you collect and, like, I guess, like, the presents and shit. So that makes this, like, whole special system even more convoluted, because it's like, well, what are the odds you'll even be able to use it a single time? Seems pretty low. How do you do this? Okay, that's bad. Okay, so you can just jump on these. Honestly, I didn't think it would be high enough for me to jump on them. But I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. We have 39 lives, chat. Fuck. Those axes have really shitty hitboxes. I don't even know if you can kill these pumpkins. I don't think so. Oh, we're at the end. Look at that overly animated Donald Duck. There's a lot of time to contemplate in the silent hub world. Much to think about, just the hum. Just get to hear the hum. It's good stuff. Hello, Ayasami. Your moves are convoluted and not helpful. Stop telling me to use them. Seriously, this game's like so obsessed with that system, and it's like basically useless. I don't know why they think that's important. Like maybe it matters against like the final boss or something. I don't know. It sure is Crash Bandicoot 1. For better and for worse. Honestly, though, for the most part, outside of, like, really annoying boss fights, this is basically, like, a pretty harmless game. It's not, like, anything particularly, like, outstanding or remarkable, but it's, like, fine. Which is kind of how I thought of the PS1 version of this as well. Like, it's very much the same sort of vibe of, like, it's fine. Just not, like, particularly compelling or interesting mechanically or anything like that. There's not, like, much you can do to, like, play this game faster. It's fine. Sometimes all you need is something that's just a little bit cromulent. Of course, though, for all I know, this game was like fucking $50 or $60 or some shit when it came out. And then maybe you might be a little bit more annoyed by it. It's like, well, I paid a lot of money for it, you know? Sorry, Yuhime. Thank you for rating. How'd the rest of the stream go? You were doing Helltaker, and then you played the other game that I keep forgetting the name of, Awaria or something. The one with the ghost Yuri. Thanks, camera. Well, at least that was pretty close to where I was, I think, so. Yeah, it was. Okay. This is moving me off to the side, I see. Those bones were trying to, like, shove me off their own platforms. Yeah, welcome on in. So are you, and Raiders and stuff. Probably know me. I'm Masami. I thought Donald died for a second. He was doing, like, a death animation. You should go follow Sorihime. Sorihime is a very good friend of mine. I think I've known Soryu for, like, really fucking long time. Like, I estimate it's gotta be around, like, 2016, 2017 I've known Soryu. So yeah, go follow Soryu. Soryu's really cool. Soryu has a nice 3D model like me, and Soryu plays pretty good variety of video games, but a lot of 3D platformers as well. Not today, though. They were playing horny games. And that's pretty cool, too. Surface Tenchi, hello. If I sound a little bit what's the word? Unenthused today, it's mainly because I learned a few things about computer stuff very briefly before I started streaming today. So, that's mainly why. So, my mood's a little bit, not amazing, but I'm not gonna do the thing that some people will do where, you know, I take it out on you know, individuals and stuff, so. Yeah, the very short version of the situation, I was talking about it like earlier into my stream. The short version of the situation is this long-standing network problem I've had for over a year. Still exists. I had it happen just before starting stream today. Still happening. And also, there is a potential possibility my GPU is dying. So that's where things currently stand. So that's kind of why the vibes are as they are, so to speak. But it is what it is. I'm so tired at this point with all this stuff. Like, what more emotional energy do I have to expend on it, you know? Other than just kind of despondent, sort of just, I don't know, like, shrug. I guess this is what my life is, sort of deal. I already talked about this pretty extensively, Surface Tenchi. I have like 3 options. 3 different avenues I can take with that sort of thing, if that is what the situation is. Not really sure yet if my GPU is actually dying. It could just be like some driver bullshit or Windows bullshit or something, and it's unrelated. And the hardware might be fine. But there is reasonable concern that there is something wrong with it that's not solvable through some kind of a driver thing. So, wait and see. But suffice to say, if like sometime in the near future I like, you know, boot up my PC and I don't get any image, I would not be surprised. Is basically kind of my current mentality on this. Okay, I can still get that. There we go. But yeah. But version is GPU options are as such. I use a 10-year-old GTX 1060 that is not remotely up to par for streaming or running most video games. I can do that, a 1060, and just basically make my stream quality substantially worse and have no quality options. That's my one option. And then also use a GPU that's fucking ancient and could even just be malfunctioning already because it's like 10 years old. But so I could do that if this is what happens, if this is my fate. I could do that until I can get a GPU that's newer and better. Or I could get an Intel B580 and use that as a stopgap GPU until I can get a better GPU. Or I can try and see if I can pull in some favors, mostly from family, and see if I can get an RX 9070 XT. And those are basically my 3 options at present. Essentially, regardless, the streams will continue. If such a thing occurs, it just means that my life gets substantially worse as a result of it. As if it already isn't kind of shit already. I say kind of, it's like immensely fucking shit. But whatever. Anyway, there's Donald here. He's overly animated, and this game is bizarrely dark a lot of the time. Like, and I say dark, I mean like in the literal sense. I know for this level it makes more sense. This is a fucking time trial. I already did this then. Well, what's the next level?
That's a shame.
That's a pretty good soundbite. Yeah, not dark as in subject matter. Just a very bizarrely dark-looking video game, even in, like, daylight areas. Okay, I guess we're going to this one, then. Okay.
What a shame.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Pumpkin Spice Gatorade. That's actually very strange. They didn't stick to the same format, chat. Or wasn't a hand chasing us. We're just going to the boss. Huh. Weird.
What do you know? I found a nickel.
I am very happy that Murloc told me you were coming, Donald Duck. I won't have to go looking for you behind
What?
your uncle's
You're so quiet.
coattails Now, prepare to do battle with the all-powerful Magica.
Like the video game Magica? Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, it's this type of fight, yeah. This is basically the same boss fight. I don't think any of the boss fights are different from the PS1 version. What hit me? What? Excuse me? I guess she hit me when she moved in? Yeah, I think she got hit by the skull bouncing up. Fuck. God damn it. Getting hit way too much here. Hey, Tearfing. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I think you just have to, like, time the enemy hit. With, like, the skull. Like that. Yeah, that's what you do. Okay, I gotta get that. I gotta get that, or I'm gonna die. Jesus. Okay. I remember even the PS1, this fight's kind of, like, a bit hard. The threat of being hit is pretty substantial. Jesus. Okay. Talk about fucking tight fucking attacks here. Alright, we did it. Wow, that looked terrible. That effect was so bad. Oh well.
Good going, Donald. My machine
Vixen
already
Dragon.
has a lot of power.
Welcome.
But if you can find and put the last gamma weather vane at the center of Murloc's temple, it'll be even stronger. You'll see this last weather vane is a little different. It's the strongest one my grandfather built. Better get going. Daisy's waiting for you.
I don't like any of the voices in this, except Donald. He's, like, fine. It's a Donald, you know? It sounds like a Donald. Everybody else, all their voices, I just hate them. I hate how they sound. I hate how they look. They're all ugly. They sound terrible. Alright, so now we're doing the temple thing. Which, yeah, if I recall correctly, this is, like, the last world. There are, like, those other tubes, but I think those are other things that are not related to, like, rolling credits. This is how it was in the PS1 game, is you had this as, like, the final world, I think. Could be wrong, but that's how I remembered it. Like, it's basically a 4-world structure video game. I also remember on the PS1 version, the difficulty spiked massively once we arrived here. Like, the final world has, like, the most difficulty out of any of the stages. That's how I remembered it. Hey, so about that. Already getting meaner, so... Yep, already a lot more fucked up, so this will probably be where the rest of the playtime's gonna go. Like, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if, like, if like this final world or whatever takes like an hour. Because we've only been playing this game for like a little over an hour. And that's kind of how I remembered it going with the... God damn it. The way that the fucking jumps work in this section is weird. Also, this music sounds the most Crash Bandicoot it's ever been. Yeah, platforms not being synced up. Pretty fucking poggers. We have 48 lives. That's good. We may perhaps need them. Yep, this is exactly like it was on PS1. A lot of cheap shots, a lot of blind spot. Fuck off! And I was close to a checkpoint as well. Okay. It sure is, Soryu. It sure is. Yep, that was right at the checkpoint. At least we got it. The health is the top right with Donald's icon. He will get sadder. He basically has like a Super Nintendo or like a Bubsy X-esque health icon. So you see how he's happier now, and there's like that juice that I collected or whatever, the orange juice. The orange juice gives me more health, like hit points. And you can only get those through the presents. Why are there floating presents? I don't fucking know, dude. Why is there anything? Why was this game ported to like every fucking console? There's so many mysteries surrounding Donald Duck, Goin, Quackers. It's a mystery game. Why does every single piece of technology want to fucking break constantly around me? Why do I have to spend, like, fucking well over $1,000 and still not fix a fucking problem that I've had for over a year? Why anything? Why do, how's the MGS5 quote go in that trailer? Why do we exist just to suffer or something like that? I don't know. I don't know, dude. I think this game is uglier than the PS1 game. The PS1 game visually looks better than this. That's been my takeaway. This game has, like, certain things that may technically look better than the PS1, but it has, like, it's really dark. Like, this game renders everything really dark for some reason, and it, like, just doesn't really have things match as much. I don't know. It's just not as aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion. And it seems to have less music as well. Although I may be wrong about that. I also kind of remember the final boss of this game being bullshit, but, like, there's a certain amount of, like, logic to it, I think. Like, it's reasonable-ish once you kind of know how it works, and hopefully I'll remember. I think it's mostly one of those boss fights where you have to know where to stand. It's not... I don't think it's too dissimilar to like what the Helltaker boss fight stuff is. Like what Sori was streaming. I think it's kind of like that, just from a shitty perspective. I think that's mainly what that boss fight was. I don't know if they'll change it here, but I sort of remember it being like that. And as you would expect, kind of goes on for way too long, like all these boss fights tend to, so... I'm curious to see what it ends up being like. Of course, we could just get stuck on one of these normal levels for ages. Who knows, really? So far, this is easier than the PS1 equivalents of these levels, but I could be triggering a flag here, you know? What the hell happened to Donald's model? Did you see that when he fell in? He, like, teleported and, like, became really, really tiny. I think, like, when you die, you also lose special meter or something. Again, though, I act like that mechanic even matters. It's, like, not even remotely important. The game sure tries to cram it down your throat, though, like, non-stop. Like, saying that it's, like, the most important fucking mechanic in the game or some shit, and it's not. It'd be completely ignored. It's so convoluted. It doesn't actually really meaningfully help you. Okay. If nothing else, I have a lot of experience with these types of games. I think that's helped me out a lot here. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't hide the despawn. Mm-hmm. You'd think the Disney game would have, like, a filter for bad words. Because some of these games have, but I don't think Disney ever bothered back during 6th Gen. Really, I know I've said it more than once, but it really was a choice that they just had no music for the hub world. That is so strange. It's so, like, it doesn't set a very good mood. It's really weird and awkward. There's something down there. Nope, just death. Why the fuck did these dickheads make those curves? Why are they're pointing or something? Fucking jerks. Now I won't trust them for shit. Now, this particular level seems super similar to a level that I did on the PS1. And I sure was stuck here for, like, at least 20 minutes. I wonder if this is that level. Because it is super similar, chat. I wonder if this is it. So maybe this will be where we end up having to spend some quality time doing the same level. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's literally the same level, but it sure fucking feels like it. Honestly, it is really, like, similar. Okay. Fuck. Oh, it looks like that's like a secret or something, but I can't get in there. Weird. Checkpoints aren't really much of a thing in this level, huh? It reminds me a lot of that other level. Okay, there's one. Okay. It reminds me of that level, like, because it's like, it didn't have a ton of checkpoints, and it went on for a really long time. And that sure is reminiscent of this. I still don't get the time limit thing. That's such a weird addition, because the first game didn't have that, if I recall. Or the PS1 game, rather, didn't have that. Whatever, just go through. Those guys are really fucking annoying. They have, like, very, like, undefined hitboxes. Alright, we made it through. Outside of, like, the boss fight or something, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the hardest level. That one's pretty intensive. Hope things are going well for you, chat. Hope it's going good. I'm just playing the Donald Duck game. He's quacking. He's doing things. Or if this will be a chase one. You're hanging in there. Yeah, that's a mood. That's sure a fucking mood, isn't it? Yep, it's the hand one. Off to an excellent start. Wonder if this will be one I'm stuck on for a while, because these have always been, like, way too goddamn hard, so with all this extra bullshit now, I wonder if this is just going to be, like, a huge pain in the ass. Guess we'll see. Because he already just almost caught up with me. Like, this is what keeps happening with these stages. I genuinely don't understand the balance here. It feels like you're, like, you have to take damage or something. It's so fucking weird. Well, I just got the checkpoint, so they'll probably get me, and then it won't matter too much. I'm surprised he hasn't got me yet, to be honest. Oh, he actually did that first try. Yeah, you feel like some of them do kind of design it that way. Yeah, when it shocked me. The thing is, though, when you take damage, you actually slow down, Soryu, in this game. It doesn't actually, like, boost you. It may appear that way, but you actually move slower whenever you're in that, like, state. The, like, anger state or whatever they call it. Well, in theory, we should be at the end of the game. It should just be the boss fight, which, if it's like the PS1 boss fight, it might be kind of fucking annoying. But all the bosses have been annoying, so go figure, right? But hey, we're maybe at the end. This arena is literally the same, so I think it's literally the same boss.
Donald!
I think it's just like a memorization thing, really. Just know where to, like, stand and jump and stuff. So, and it goes on for 500 years, and that's the main thing I know. The lighting is really bad in this game. Like, that's what I've been saying, right? Like, it's super obvious in this scene. Like, why is the lighting so bad? Like, the PS1 game just straight up looks better. Even if the models may not be, like, as well rendered or something. I think they're still, like, probably the same models, because they don't look very good. Like, they're not utilizing the power of the GameCube at all. Now, I don't know if there's anything else I have to do here other than just continue to outlast. If it's like most of the boss fights, I think you just have to keep going. Although maybe I am supposed to damage him there and I missed my opportunity. Unclear. If it genuinely I can't figure it out and it gets too confusing, I'll look it up. I feel like I might have missed an opportunity to hit him. Like, maybe you're just supposed to just straight up bounce on him as soon as he appears in the center. I don't think I'm doing it right. Oh, okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. Gotta, like, punch him. How do you... Okay. Is that the right... That was the right one? Okay. I already beat him. Jesus. Genuinely wasn't expecting to do it that fast. Yeah, it's pretty bad noise. What? I don't remember this at all in the PS1. What? Why is he a little weird baby thing?
And now, all the energy in the same spot. Full power!
Reminds you too much of Silo Civil? Understandable. It's basically just Crash 1, because everybody who makes a Crash clone only makes Crash 1 again because they're brain damaged. Baby console, baby boss, understandable. Logic checks out. FMVs are sure loud as fuck in this.
You're safe.
Just a lot of noise.
Ah, I know what this machine does. Brilliant!
Hey, maybe there's a nickel. Hmm?
Murloc certainly had fancy taste. It's an extra chocolate popcorn
It's
machine.
Spidoinkle.
Donald, thank you for rescuing me.
What a fever dream of a video game. Yeah, all the FMVs are the same from the PS1. So yeah, that's your credit roll. That's the game beaten. Not a lot of deep things to say about this game that I literally wasn't already just saying, right? It's a Crash Bandicoot 1 clone, because even though there are 3 or 2 of these that had already come out, they only think that I should make Crash 1. And that's every single person who has made a Crash clone. I don't know why people are like this, but that's how they are. And as a result, it's just not as mechanically interesting or compelling as, like, your Crash 2, your Crash 3. Just frankly speaking, just not an interesting game. But it's playable. It seems to be easier than the PS1 version, although that might just be because, like, certain things are easier to see on this version than it was on PS1. This game, like I was mentioning, has a very bizarre, like, rendering problem or something where, like, the lighting is just so dark. Everything in the game is, like, so poorly lit. It's strange. And the models are not... They don't look good. The textures don't look good. For, you know, especially being on the GameCube, this is extremely rough looking. It's not a very appealing looking video game in general. It lacks music in places where it needs it. It's just weird. And it's weird that, like, you know, there are so many different versions of this game. Like, there's an N64 version, PS1, Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2, I think maybe even PC. It didn't come on Xbox, though. And I think there might even be, like, something on, like, Game Boy Color or, like, GBA or something. Of course, that would be just a different game because it couldn't be 3D, but it's a bit of an oddity. And yeah, this is like an Ubisoft game, so kind of go figure, right? They sure did, Satin Log. They sure did do that with every license thing. Well, there's always somebody who's going to be like that, Matobi. Statistically, there's always going to be that type of person. Pretty cool, though, that you know someone who has the in-depth knowledge. But, like, yeah. Like, this is the type of genre of game that I'm, like... It's one of my stronger types of video games that I can go play through, so... This isn't a very long game in general. I knew it wouldn't take very long to beat, so... No shocks. No shocks there at all. I actually beat this faster than I did the PS1 version by, like, quite a bit. I think, like, my time for the PS1 version was, like, an hour and 52 minutes or something. And this was, like, well below that. Yeah, as I'm sure many of you know, I've played a ton of platformers. Like, I'm not as adept at 3D platformers, but there's still a lot of, like, principles, and I still have played a lot of them, and I have played a shitload of Crash Bandicoot 3. I used to play a lot of Crash 3 on the PS1. It was the only Crash, like, mainline Crash game I had on the PS1, so I played a ton of it, so sort of some of that stuff just is sort of embedded into me, you know? But otherwise, I've played, like, an immense amount of 2D platformers and stuff like that, so I know my way around. I've been around the block. You're not gonna get many Cube games that are actually ones I can sort of just breeze through like this. So, you know, take them where you can get them, I guess. It's kind of a funny observation because I've had to shelve a couple games like this year that I've gotten really far into. That like that number for completed games will definitely like shoot up like a little good bit in the future, right? Whenever I go back to those games, like I'm on like the last stage of The Incredibles, right? So I have that to finish up at some point. When I feel like I'm up to playing that type of game again, which honestly I still won't be for probably some time, but you know, that's when I can tally off. And of course, Code Veronica, I'm like roughly halfway through or a little more than halfway through, so you know, made progress on that. But I had to shelve Code Veronica because nobody watched it. It was the tier of such abysmal viewership I had to actually stop playing the game. And we'll have to come back to it at a later time when perhaps more people will watch. But, you know, so the number in the games completed is gonna at some point kind of shoot up a little bit because we got pretty deep into a couple of these other ones. But yeah, otherwise, this is game number 75 that's been finished. I might do that Disaster Millennial, depending. Because, like, I probably only have, like, 6 or 8 hours left on the game. At most, I would guess. So, probably. Like, whenever I feel like the timing makes at all any sense to revisit that one, I'll probably just do it like that, yeah. It'll be really easy to pick up Code Veronica again, because it's, like... It's in a complete brand new area and stuff, so like there's nothing I have to remember or any like specific details, so yeah. So like for, you know, like maybe 8 hours or even 10 at worst, like, you know, left in a game, like if I, you know, prepared for something like that, I'd be able to get it out all done in one stream, yeah. It'd be a lot harder as an individual if I had to do an entire Code Veronica in one go. That would be a different story, but it's like a 14-hour game for a lot of people. But yeah, the credits in this, are they like ever gonna stop? Have they been looping, chat? These credits are incredibly long. Hey, Alt. Welcome, welcome. Like, are they looping? Is this that kind of credits? Because this is going on and on and on and on and does not want to stop. You haven't noticed them looping yet? Okay. For a game that is not a lot to it, it sure has way too many people who worked on it. You would hope so. You would hope you're near the end of the credits. All right, finally, damn. Credits were like fucking like 6 minutes long or some shit. Fucking ridiculous. Sure, I'll save for this game that I probably won't play ever again. Sure. I'll commit that to my fancy memory card that can hold every save file of every game ever made on the GameCube.
Hooray, Donald! You've done it! You've also given me the chance to perfect my gamma tubal teleport. So you may use it anytime you want. You can even use it to go back to the scenes of your victories. Maybe you can outdo yourself with Gladstone's time attack and the nephew's special moves challenge. Say, you can also find all the golden threads to make yourself some new outfits. I'll be right here. Come and see me anytime.
I do not endeavor to see you ever again. Farewell. Farewell, whoever you are. I have no interest. I have no interest in this game any further. But that was Donald Duck Goin Quackers, the GameCube.